everyone, Amanda here. Thanks for joining me. If you are new, please do make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out. So today I'm still on with my Christmas journal. I said I'd come and do a few videos. I'm not going to share everything because some things take me hours and hours to make, and but what I'm going to share with you just now is I'm going to make some page clusters. So these go on the side of pages. Lots and lots of ladies make them. I'm very inspired by Andrea Allen, who is Artie Mays. You know, I've watched nearly all the videos, probably all of them. So, you know, that's where I get a lot of my ideas. I also watch Bohemian Crafting, and this is one of her ideas, and this is how she does her page clusters, and I'm going to take her idea and then I'm doing it different again. Okay, so what she does is she makes these little so these are clusters that you can put on the side of your journal pages, but they're removable, so you're not sewing them on, you're not gluing them on, they're like paper clips. And so is it Ava from Bohemian Crafting came up with this, and she did like a sheet that you could print and cut out, but once you've cut it out and you've got the basic idea, it doesn't really matter what the shape is, but the sizing that she's got here is really lovely. So basically you've just got a cardstock base that you're folding in half. This measures about it's about 2 inches by 1 1/4, and then we've got it tapered there, which is nice because then as you build your cluster this part gets hidden, and then all you do is add a small paper clip, okay, and then you build your cluster over the top, which then glue, you know, conceals that. It'll glue it on in the end, so you can either have it all the way on or you can have it protruding a little bit, because then this bit you can hang a charm off. So that is her kind of invention. All right, now whenever she does these, the beautiful, she only ever does one side, so I'm going to do double-sided clusters. So these are going to go on my journal page like so, and there's going to be a cluster there, and then you can either just have that as a page decoration, a page marker, or you can tuck things behind, okay. And obviously it's removable, but I'm going to decorate both sides. All right, so I've got quite a few here ready made. I've inked round them just in case anything protrudes. If you only want to do one side, then, you know, like I've done here, you can just stamp on it and ink it, and then the back side would stay like that, and you can still use it as a tuck spot, but you don't have to decorate it. Right, that's all the waffle. So I've got a collection of things. I've got what I'm calling my background bases. So I've selected these papers purposely knowing that when they're on there it's going to hide it, and that's going to be my base, what I'm going to start with, you know, to layer things onto. You can glue them on immediately, or you can start and build. Try not to protrude this side, don't matter if you protrude the other three, but this is your page edge, so just try and be mindful. You can either just glue them on and layer them, or you can put them on gently with a tiny bits of glue and then go over and sew on the top for extra interest. Alright, so what else I've got here, I've got a selection of fabrics, all sorts of stuff, this like cheap netting stuff, some that I've dyed, seam binding, sari silk, whatever. And then I've got, as I've been building my journal, when I've got scraps I always put them to one side, and these kind of things I'll do after I've built my pages and done my basic tags and stuff, and then whatever I've got left over I'll use for doofers for these. So I've got bits of lace left over. At the top of here I've been in my little die cut stash and looked at some little bits and bobs and some mini ephemera. I don't have a lot of mini Christmas ephemera, so I've just looked for stuff that's red and then taken things from the kit. I've got some buttons, okay, and then this morning I did make these. I don't know if I'm going to use them, but these are my little miniature Christmas flowers, and I've just used some wine coloured cardstock, and this is a Petite Petals stamp and punch set that I've got, but basically any small 5-petaled flower would do the same. You might not be able to see, but they are stamped. And then what I've done, I've just flicked over the edges with my gilding polish so that they're like got a bit of a golden tinge to them. So I might use some of those. Alright, so let's get cracking. I've got some of this fabric somewhere as well. Have I got any more? Is that all I've got? We'll just see if I've got some more. Hold on a minute, because I like that one. No, I don't think I have. I think I've used it all. No, that's depressed me. No, I seem to have used all of that one. So I've got this one, but I don't want to use this. It's much too nice, but what I might just do is just trim some of this background off, and I might use some of that. I'm not using this applique, it's far too large for my project and far too glitzy, but I'll be using it for something else. So I'm just going to trim some of that off. There we go. Right, so I've got my fabrics, I've got my papers, I've got my background, so I can start and layer. What I'm just going to do is I'll have walnut stem. Another thing that I do have that I've done this morning, and it's the kind of thing that I do while I'm sat watching videos for ideas and inspiration. I'll show you in a minute. I've made some Christmas words. There are a few in the kit, but not very many. So I've made my own. It's so easy to make your own words to go with whatever journal you're making. All you need to do is find a cute font. I downloaded one called True Typewriter, and I found it on Pinterest. And you can download it. It saves to your computer. You go in Word and you choose it as the font. It is that simple. Don't know what I'm doing with that. I might. Okay, so we'll do with that for now. So let me just. Where's my words? So here's the words that I did. This is just on paper. So what I did was I've used, like I say, a True Typewriter. I've used it in size 18 font just on Word. Simply on Word. So I've typed a Christmas word, and then I've done 2 spaces between each word, and then I've done 2 lines between each line, and that then gives you enough room to cut them into strips and cut them up. So we've got Noel, festive wishes, joyful, Christmas cheer, and I've done every word twice. And you know, if you get stuck, just go on Pinterest or Google Christmas words, believe, kindness, etc, etc. That's on paper. I printed it on cardstock, and I did cut them out, and I've made myself a little folder. I've cut them out, and I have distressed them already, so they're all ready to go. So that's what I've been doing this morning, doing all like the prep for it. Okay, so let's have a look. I still haven't decided whether I'm going to sew them or not yet. So I'm going to do 2 at a time, so then that'll be front and back on one, and I'm going to do a massive collection of them. I'll do one now, and then I'll end my video and I'll say goodbye, and then I'll create the rest, and I'll show you the picture will be on the thumbnail, so you can always just get your basic ideas. Alright, so let's get cracking. What are we having? I don't know. I really, really love this background paper with the berries on. I really love it. So it is Watercolour Wishes and Rustic Christmas that I'm using. I think this is from the rustic one, from the TN. I'm using a bit of a mixture of both at the moment, because I'm kind of creating a large album and a TN album at the same time. So I'm mixing and matching with my I don't know if I want great big clusters that are quite long or just little. I think I'm just going to go for just little ones. So I'm going to layer this up a little bit smaller. Okay. And just take a bit of that. Alright. So that's that. I do like those berries. Is that the right way around? Yeah. I always have to look at the writing to see if it's the right way around. So, excusez-moi. Sorry about my cough. I know it's annoying, and I do keep apologising. I know I've said it a few times, but I have recently had COVID, and I think it's just left over from that, I'm afraid, and I just can't shift it. I might have to go to the doctor's. Might need some antibiotics, but I don't feel poorly. I've just got an annoying cough. Right. Let's have a look. So these little tickets, there's tickets in the kit if you want to use them. These I've had, oh gosh, I thought I was buying like 50 of them, and I think I bought 50,000. I'm sick of seeing them. I'm gonna, where am I having that? That there. So I'm just layering up. And then I want some fabric. Some fabric. I think I might end up sewing these, I'm not sure yet. Don't know about that. Don't know if I like it. I quite like them when they're that way. Yeah. Yeah, that's better. I'm in shock. I wasn't even paying attention then. And just merrily going away crafting, and I forget that anybody's there. Right, I think I want some bit of red and a bit of white. So let me just snip away, see if I can rip it so it doesn't look so uniform. I'll be alright. Bit of white. Have a bit of white on there. Yep, and then we'll have a bit of red. Let me find some. So this is my favourite, but we don't know where the rest of it's gone. It's disappeared. So I'll have some of this. I don't want an awful lot because I want to make sure I'm not using the last of whatever I've got that's red. Let's have a look. Put that there, put that there, layer that on there, a bit of red poking out. What have I got here? These little die cuts are what my friend Kay sent me. I like that. I like that. It's a little bit too green, but if I just get vintage photo, I can turn that green down a bit and make it less vibrant. Yep. So like that. We're going to have that there. So you just play about until you're happy with what you've got. Okay, quite like that. And then I'll have one of my little flowers and one of my little words. I might put some lace around the back as well, to, you know, to extend it. So let's have a look what we've got here. Let's have that one. Oh gosh, I can't. Slippery little suckers. Come on, you slippery little sucker. I don't want to have to tip you all out and pick you all back up again. I haven't got time for that. Oh, yoy, yoy. Got it. Blow my neck. It'd have been quicker to just tip him out. And then I've got the word kindness, which can just go there. Alright, so let's start and glue that together because I'm happy with the layout of it. Okay. And if I use my beacon 3-in-1, then I can decide if I want to sew it later when it's dry. I might do, I might not. So we're having that one on there like so. Okay, and you've just got to trust the process. It's one of those, you've got to trust the process, and I'm learning that more and more every day. It's like when I was doing these flowers this morning, when they were flat and I'd just stamped them and they hadn't dried and everything, I thought, oh god, they look rubbish. And I thought, no, carry on going, let them dry, because colours always go a little bit more muted when they're dry. Shape them and see what they look like, and I think they're lovely now. So you've just got to trust the process and not give up, and just wait until, you know, sometimes you've got to wait until everything's together, you've inked the edges, etc., and then it will look fab. Okay? Trust me, I know what I'm on about. I don't know what I'm on about. Don't trust me at all, honestly. I have no idea what I'm doing. It's all just made up. I'm only kidding. No, it's true. You've just got to trust the process. Don't doubt yourself. I mean, there's no, apart from this glue being a pain in the bum, there's no right or wrong, is there? You've just got to keep going. What I do is I'll have a look on YouTube, much the same as you are watching me, and you know, I'll watch other people and I'll get the base of an idea or something that they've done. I'll just spark something and I think, ooh, that's a good idea. I'm going to have a go at that, and I will. And then I'll try and do it a little bit different and add my own twist. Come on. There we go. Just going to have that hanging down the bottom. Sorry for my terrible Yorkshire accent. And then we're going to have these leaves. I don't think Kay sent me these. I think I've got the die cut for this, so I need to make some more. I think it's the one that Eileen gave me. Come on. I've got some more glue. I'm too mean to open it until this one's completely and utterly dried out. So then we're going to layer that up onto there. Trying to get different textures, some things short, some things tall. That's the bare basics of it. It's about as simple as explanation as you can get. Okay. Like I say, once this is dry, I may well just run straight over the middle with my sewing machine just to make sure everything stays on nicely. But I'll wait until it, you know, I will literally leave them to dry on the side and do it tonight or something, because the last thing you want to do is run over with your sewing machine and get some wet glue on your needle, because then it just wrecks it. I'll just put that little flower there. I did get some little buttons, but that's a bit big. I can use them for something else, you know, be fine. And then one of my little words here. Just put a bit of... I did even pre-ink these. I thought if I get all the little fiddly jobs done, then you just can go, can't you? You don't have to break off. They do say that when you're doing things that's got, what's the word? Lots of processes. Like when you're journaling, there's lots of processes. And they say that your time is more effective if you batch make things. So if you sit for a couple of hours and batch make loads of words, and then stop and batch make a load of flowers, and then stop and batch make a load of things. If you start making something and think, oh, I need a word, and then go make a word, and then think, oh, I need a flower, and go make a flower, you're not using your time effectively. That is actual time management skills, that. I promise you it's true. Because you get distracted, and then apparently it's harder to switch from one task to another. I learnt that in my Stampin' Up days. So it's easier if you stay in one task. So if you stay in flower making mode and make your flowers, rather than jump from flower making to words to this to that, your brain's not as effective. So they say. And that is, I do find that that's true. I'm just waiting. I don't want to dry, don't that flower? Doesn't want to dry. So I might have to just lay it on the top and set it to one side. Okay, just have patience with it. What I might do is, I wonder if I've got some little rhinestones. I'm sure I've got some somewhere. What's these? Haha, told you I did. I've always got rhinestones. I might just put a little rhinestone in the middle of that little doofer. I'm going to have to let it dry, I think. Let's get one of these. Little rhinestone in the middle there. And then just set that to one side to dry for one moment. And what I might do is either, I'm not sure whether I should back them on this. No, I'll tell you what I need to back them on. I need to back them on some pretty lace. either pretty lace or cheesecloth at the back. Like so. Yeah. Yep, that's what we're having. So let me just cut a strip of this. How wide do I want it? About there. About there. Okay, so I'm just gonna roughly chop, and I'll chop enough for more than one. I'll chop up there. But I might mix and match the way I do the lace. I might put some different lace on the next one. Right, so I want to cut it to about there. See how I'm measuring? I'm dead precise and technical. So what I'll do is I'll wait for that to dry, and then I will either glue it or sew it onto that fabric. Okay, and then that will get glued onto here, like so. Alright, and then I'll put another one at the other side, and then when you've done your page, it will slide on. I'm trying to be careful because this obviously isn't dry, so it will just slide in there like so, and we'll go on the edge of my page. Alright, so I might just fast forward while I make a few more. What do you think? I'll do a couple, but I may well fast forward. Alright. Came back. Sorry, I decided to stop the camera because basically it takes me quite a while to make these things. I'm not super fast at it, so I didn't want the video to be 10 hours long, so I paused it. So I've made 3 the same. Those 3 are made the same as how I did the first video. The only difference is I think I added doilies on the second 2 that I found, some paper doilies in my stash. And then the third one, these 3, sorry, are all made, and I just made them the same. But I don't, obviously if they're going to be double-sided, I don't want, you know, you wouldn't want 2 the same on each side, so a green one and a red one will make 1. So here I've got 3 in total because they're going to be double-sided. So again, I've used some background paper. I've done them the same way. It's the same principle with the ticket. I've layered up some fabric. Here I've got some green sari silk instead of red. I've used the same background paper, which is that one with the berries, so that they all look similar. So they'll be similar but slightly different. And there we've got sharing. This one has a little, I have a little tin. I don't know what I've done with it. Here we go. It's a little Scottish tin here, and I have random die cuts that people send me. Kay sends me, or I'll cut them out, and then I save them. And what I'll do every so often is I'll just tip them out and use them. So that's where these little doilies have come from, these little shapes. So they're all the same. So we've got the paper underneath. We've got some of the twinkly bronze mesh that I've bought recently. So I've just cut long thin strips of that. The sari silk, the same green die cut. I went and cut some more out in a slightly darker colour, slightly darker green, so I didn't have to then tone it down. We've got my little flowers again, and then we've got the words memories, family and sharing. Okay, so then I've got a set of 6. So then what I'll do is I've got my little clips, like I said, and I will be, let me just get some card. Here we go. So what I'll do is I'll get a big strip of card, alright, and then like so. Like I say, if you push the thingy that way, then you can hang a charm off. I'm not having charms dangling off, I don't think, because I've got bobble trim, so I don't want my journal to be too much going on in the sides. So what I'll do is I'll get one for one side and one for the other and just glue them on. So let's get some glue. Oops, took the whole entire thing off. Okay. And then leave them to dry, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the glue on this surface here. Okay, not on the back of there, because then you're guessing where it's going to attach. So I'm putting the glue there around the paper clip and around. I'm not doing it too close to the edge because I don't want it to seep. And if you do it whilst it's on a piece of scrap paper, and then leave them to dry. Okay. So there's one. So I'll just attach that kind of centrally. Okay. That way all of that base is then covered. I'll just pull it over ever so slightly so that the lace hides the edge of it. Okay, give it a press, and then I'll leave that to dry, turn it over and do the same on the other side. Then when you attach it to your journal, you've got a double-sided, movable snippet tuck spot thingy. I don't know what you call it. If you can come up with a good name, put it in the description box what we're going to call these. Okay. So obviously this is going to be slightly the other side, but that little ticket there won't protrude too much. Alright. Don't matter anyway. You could, if you was really... I'm just thinking, if you was really fussy about seeing that, you could stamp, like I've got a Tim Holtz stamp here with little tiny numbers on. So you could even stamp the reverse of that ticket. I'm not too worried. So there you've got a little, so then you've almost got like a little page tab as well. So it's like double bubble, isn't it? So there you go. That's one side and that's the other. So when you put it on your page, you're going to have that decoration on both sides. And then you can obviously tuck things or just have it as decoration, and it will come off and they can move it about. Alright, and then it's quite easy to refind it. It's just in there and you just slide your paper carefully in. Okay. There you go, and it's back on. So I'm going to finish those and leave them to dry. Give it a try. Easy peasy. Just a little bit time consuming if you like faffing about like I do. Give it a try. Thanks for watching. Bye.